Bruh.
Okay, so just to document this, breaking down why the number twos and threes are so dominant or predominant in history, and how it applies to you on a basic individual level, because that's what it's all about, individual level, and how what you consider the matrix is and how that impacts you. So first, I'm going to talk about the energy. The reason why I'm bringing up number two, because two stands out the most as foundational work. One is not in the picture because two covers that, if that makes sense. Alright, so most of you guys know this, and that's cool. But if you know this, then you should not be having any issues with life. So if you are, then you need to listen to this too. Alright, so the two energies that came to me, and there's like a whole bunch of different aspects of people who came, like the reason why Tupac is out this year, how they are doing things for him, and how that there's a second side to that aspect. But anyways, Tupac, Aaliyah, Left Eye, DMX, it's all different aspects. Heck, you can say Jesus, because Heru is under Pan. So the two energies, Kali Yuga, and Pan. Yes, those are the two energies that came to me, and I'm like, yo, like, what the what? Man, Kali is nothing but the truth. Nothing but the truth. Just understand. Everything is a misunderstanding. And it's because of duality. Okay? So, there's two sides how you can see life right now. You can see it as the cup half empty or the cup half full. Meaning, we are here to experience. Like, we didn't just jump into some type of physical vessel vehicle not to experience and to hate life. You know what I'm saying? So we're here to experience. It's just how you handle the experience when it approaches you. Because you're going to go through it regardless. You gotta, this is nothing, like Panic said, nothing but a school. What did you do to deserve school? Obviously, you want to correct something from the past so that you can move on, right? Or you just here to help other people that are stuck in the cycle. So I'm going to talk about the shapes. Okay, Kali and Pan were the energies that came to me. The numbers that came to me was 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, but it's really 2, 3, 5, 7, and 9 was like the first, and then there's a cutoff, and then 11. But we'll get. I'll go in it. I'll talk about it in stages because it's too much information. So the shapes that came to me, the circle, and that's what we're talking about. The one circle, which is you. You're in that bubble, invisible bubble that no one can see, which is called your aura, and it's full of plasma, which is pure fluid, okay? You are water, which is why I last left off with my shadow work series of being the water, because when you are the water, you can transform and like, oh, this situation is here, so Do you know my skills? Watch me transform and trick you, you know? Reflect that. Let the sun reflect on the water and shine your light. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I'm going too fast. Let me get back to the energy. All right, so circle, triangle, square. These are like all within you. So there's 3 levels to the basics. I'm going to be talking about, well, I'm going to give you a brief description of all, okay? And then if you want me to go deeper, well, I'm pretty much more than likely will, but if you want me to go deeper, I can, okay? But certain things are just not my expertise, which is why I list people. I list people so y'all can go check their channel out and see, because they be talking about it on a deeper level, and it's like, yo, well, it's finally clicking, okay? Like, I know the information, but it's not enough to know. You have to have understanding. So Melanie, the spirit doer, she always talk about knowing plus understanding equal power, and for you to step into your power, because the way that the cycles are patterns, okay? We're living in the wheel of time, which is why scientists was always talking about time loop when we were younger. I don't know, I don't think they're talking about that now, but because of that is because there's a, so basically how it is like we're in a spell of seasons, and these seasons are cycles, right? The cycle that we're in is the Kali Yuga. And how I bring up Panic, because Panic be talking about this. Shout out to you. Shout out to Khadijah. Y'all are on point, okay? Y'all need to go check them out. Shout out to Melanie. Shout out to the astrologers I follow, which is Hood Mystic, Dan Clapp, and Jess from Bahati Life. Shout out to y'all. And shout out to Moop, because Moop, she be she's like on it in Conjure Queen. Okay, I cannot. This is not a moment of me accepting awards. I cannot list everyone, alright? But shout out to all of y'all, alright? Who have been holding it down until I got into this level to share and help y'all out with this information. So how it is I'm cooking. So and because I'm in, my situation has changed. We're not gonna talk about that. It's limited, but it's not limited. So breaking down the number 2. The age that we're in is Kali Yuga, Pan energy, okay? Duality. There's 2 sides you can see life. You can see it as, okay, Pan, okay, let me talk about the energies. Kali energy. So many aspects of her, the one. Her or him, because it's masculine and feminine. We're both masculine and feminine, okay? You can come back. You can come down as female, you can come down as a male. It doesn't matter, okay? Talking about the energy. Energy is just by the name, Kali. So aspects of Kali, there's so many, all right? But this is more, so the reason why, this is from more of like the hard aspect of Kali, okay? It's like, it's more of reflecting, okay? And Panic was talking about it, and even though you know it, is different from knowing this information than going through the information. So going through it and experiencing it. So I call it the House of Mirrors, because it's basically reflections of you being presented to you. These are all aspects of you being presented to you through other people, whether it's family, friends, or whoever you're associated with, which is why we all play a role in each other's life, okay? We're all connected, even though even though everything seems divided, we're all connected, okay? So race is not an issue. Doesn't matter the color. Doesn't matter your background, right? It's not. It's not an issue. Especially as many times we've been in a cycle, time loop, or you can call it a spell. All right, because it's kind of like Doctor Strange, the first Doctor Strange, when he was pulled out of his life. He had that moment where you just pulled out of your life, and it's like you sitting down. There's nothing you can do. You about to reflect on this. Well, he did something, and he found the monk, right? And the monk trained him, and then he gained knowledge, and then took it, ran off. So, for that, in the end, it was duality. He was on the lighter or positive light aspect of it, and dark matter was more of the lower light aspect. They're all lights, okay? All lights. I'll break that down, but this is all lights. There's no good or evil, because it's not really like that. It's taken out of context, okay? So, anyways, dark matter. Dark matter came in and is like, yo, look, you can't do nothing to me. I got all the power in the world. And so Doctor Strange is like, yo, I feel you and I hear you. But guess what? I got a tool of my own, and we can do this all day. And so he put him in a time loop. He used his own tool against him. That's one of his gifts that he used against dark matter, okay? So anyways, within that process, it's like, hey, we're in a cycle. I will keep approaching you all day, and we can have this conversation till eternity. We got nothing but time, because time is an illusion. All right. So we can just be here, because when I get back to my reality, nobody's gonna know what happened. Everything's gonna be fixed, and by the time it's fixed, they're gonna be sitting like nothing never happened. They're gonna go back to life and enjoying it. Okay, that's kind of how the world operates. Okay. With this number 2, so I was breaking down what the aspects. So much to say. So, it's just how you view it. You can view it, like I said, in a positive light or a lower light. I don't want to say negative, but I have to use positive and negative. But I don't want to use them because they're taken out of context, okay? Positive and negative represents the yin and yang, okay? Their bond is strong enough so that if they are like, one is right here and one is all the way over there, they're that magnetic where they will come and like this. Do you know what crystal that does that? Hematite. Hematite is an example of duality, okay? Magnets attract, opposite attracts like magnets. Same sides. Was the same sides oppose or whatever? The opposing side, even though they are on different sides of the spectrum, but same axis, like directional wise, north, south, east, west. Yeah, I had to sit down. Even though they're like at different aspects of they're different sides. They're like polar opposites. This is not just opposites. They are exactly polar opposites. The difference, the best way I can explain it, and I'm not an astrologist, so you can like check with the astrologers I listed, and y'all can like leave a comment or something. But polar opposites are the bond is stronger than regular just regular opposites. Okay. The roots go deep. It's kind of like soulmates versus twin flames, I guess, if you want to put in that category. So, what I'm here to say, back to it. So, that is where yin yang comes in, masculine, feminine. But understand, it's like the ocean and the moon, even though they are bonded so deep, the way that they're bonded, even though they are opposites, they bring a balance to each other, and they have a rhythm, which is a dance. And I'm going to talk about the rhythm, okay? They have a dance. So their dance is to flow, And this is our language, I call it universal language, because that was our language before man-made stuff, right? So they're in a dance to flow together, okay? Flow. Be the water and flow through all the situations that are coming to you, all right? The reason why we have tests or trials and tribulations or all these things, events that happen to you, is so that you can level up. Like, you're not here to just stay the same. Like, what's the point of coming to school if you're not going to grow, right? We in school. So there's a lot of myths out there, and hopefully this will bring some understanding and help y'all out. Okay, so for Kali, like I said, it's the aspect from her heart. So I really don't know. I really don't know the love aspect of Kali. I think it's more like a compassion, kind of like Kuan Yin. That's the only thing that comes to me for the heart. So it's more like you are reflecting, but at the same time you have to have compassion with these situations, because even though these things happen to you or at you and you are experiencing it, man, this thing goes so deep, and you're experiencing it. It's like each experience you have is connected to an emotion, all right? When it's not connected to emotion, it's not really something that's kept in your brain. It's kind of like a stagnant energy. And the whole purpose of yin and yang is so that it has its own cleansing cycle, for it's a dance. That's why they're dancing, so they can flow. So that it will always be flowing in the movement. It can be this type of rhythm, or it can be like this, but it's still always a constant balance. The faster, the lighter. The slower, the heavier. So yeah, that's that for Kali. From Pan energy, Pan is all about your inner child. Okay, so when you are going through these situations, you have to understand that you tapping into your inner child is going to help you get through it faster. Like, you have to be creative. It's more like problem solving. So it's like, yo, all right, this is a problem about me. Now, what am I going to do with it? Is this, now that you acknowledge it as a problem, am I going to change it, or am I just going to get rid of it altogether? Like, understand when you're manifesting. Now, manifesting is in this category too, because we're all manifesting. So for those who say manifesting don't work, it does. You manifest in your life on a constant basis, okay? So the experiences, like I said, can be good or they can be bad, but it's how you view it. So two things, how this relates to you. Your brain and your gut. Those are the two polar opposites within you. It's like, so like I was saying, you have an aura, right? It's kind of like SpongeBob, the squirrel, and SpongeBob Sandy. You could see her bubble around her head. It's ironic that it's around her head and not her whole body, but you can understand because it's for her to breathe, right? So the mind and the gut are two brains. They control, like whenever. So how things work is, this explains like how the world is, all right? So for like mental health issues, let's just say, because the medical has been coming up to me. There's two. Let me break down your body, okay? Polar opposites. They are one and two different hemispheres, okay? So I brought up the directions, which makes a cross. North-south is one, and then east-west is another. And then you have the Ankh. Same energy, just a different story told. Same energy, okay? It's so to break it down. It is the elements. You are the elements. You are water. You are energy. You are all these things, okay? You just don't know it and you don't realize it. You just have to step into your power. And to step into your power, you got to tap into your DNA, right? So your DNA is water. I'm going to break all this down, y'all. So much to say. So, the way that we channel, the way that we communicate, like, okay, let me finish breaking down the body. You have 7, it's more than 7, but you have 7 main chakras that everyone knows. Each chakra is an energy center. Energy centers are made so that it pumps life into you. So they all work together, but separately. They have their own separate functions, and I can like do a video talking about each function of each chakra. But so you have your root chakra. That's the base. Your roots. That's like your genitals. Where the rectum, that the opening down there, okay? That's the roots. That's based on survival, okay? You have your sacral chakra, which is is associated with orange, and that's dealing with your feelings. Feelings is associated with water. Yes. So, then you have your solar plexus. Solar plexus is dealing with your willpower. You stepping into your power. In order for you to get through this situation, you have to have that determination that's under your willpower, okay? That is one hemisphere. We'll just say southern. The northern hemisphere is your throat chakra, speaking. You can speak your truth or block it with lies, okay? And I hate to use block because you're never blocked, okay? It's more just stagnant. You are delaying the process. What I mean when I say stagnant, it's just sitting water. That's not movement. And anyways, let me finish this and I'll get into that message. Finish the message. Your third eye in your crown chakra. Third eye is your vision. And crown chakra is really you connecting to the ether. You're connecting to the etheric realm with your crown, okay? The functionality of it, purpose. So, the heart chakra is your what is it? I was gonna say equilibrium, but it's like the equator. It's like you are Earth. Oh, you are a planet, okay? But then you have planets within you. So it's like you are your own solar system. You are your own universe. You're your own galaxy, if that makes sense, okay? You're all of that in a bag of chips. You just don't know it. All right, so your heart chakra acts as more like the mediator or communicator between both hemispheres. It's kind of like how your brain works. You have your left hemisphere and your right hemisphere. It's my right. You have your left hemisphere and your right hemisphere. But this is my look at it this way. This is my right. Okay. And then you have a median in the middle, which is where the eye or the going up the canal, your pituitary gland is, or your pineal gland, right? Well, anyways, there's a mechanism, I forgot the medical term, but it basically controls the communication between both sides of your brain, okay? And what's happening is, when Panic was talking about, are we in the Kali Yuga era? And he was talking about the house of mirrors. That during that, and Melanie was talking about a split. This is across the board. This is like on all levels. Like I said, you are your own universe, solar system, galaxy, whatever. This is all of that. All of that. And applies to this earth and like everything outside of you. But understand that everything is internal and is projected outwardly. So if you see stuff on you, it came internal first, and then like dry skin, that's outwardly expression. Okay. Dry lips, that's so every part of your body is connected to something within you, and that's connected to an energy center that operates that. So when your brain is sending out information to your gut, it's connecting through the pathways through you. It's connecting through you, okay? To get the information, like, yo, we need all of this. So, the thing with emotions, okay, so there's two aspects of you. One is emotions, which is linked to the gut, and which is linked to your rhythm, the flow of how you really, your true language, your true identity. This is all like a misunderstanding about identity crisis, okay? The reason why is because the story is only told in one view. So, speaking of that, let me break down the number two for you. So, on an individual level, this is no other parties involved. It's just you, the one party, right? On an individual level, there's two sides of you. There's a ego side, what everybody knows or associate. That's the side that allows you to function in this society while you're here, this physical vessel, right? Then you have your true side, and that's tapping in through your DNA into your inner child, which is why we're talking about duality. It's two sides you can operate in. I think Mook was talking about this with the Lion Gate energy. She's like, it's either one or the other. You'll know when the energy approaches you. So you on point. That's why shout out to you. Okay, so I said the purpose of purpose of Pan is so that it helps you function into this society. So the reason why Disney, even though they have a negative side to it, the positive side is what I'm looking at. I want you to direct your focus to the positive side, okay? Because a lot of people, even though it's the truth, are focusing too much on the negative. And what's happening with the shift, so there was a shift then when Panic was talking about that, and Melanie was talking about the split. Then is when this happened, and because of that, it's leaving a lot of people feeling disconnected or out of sight of their element. And the reason is because you have too much weight on either the masculine or the feminine, or you have too much weight on the positive or the negative, okay? But don't take this out of context, okay? Because so this place, this planet is vibrating at how can I start this? It's vibrating. Everything is functioning through frequencies, okay? There's two categories of how our language. It's broken down. Actually, it's more, but I'm going to talk about these two aspects, which is sound and light. But I'm talking about these two aspects because you have to talk. You have to tap into this, and this is like Cliff Notes to get you to tap into it faster. So I'm trying to explain it so that you can understand why you're doing this. All right. Okay. So, what was I talking about? Call that back to me. Applying it to, okay.
Insofar as the Israelis another way of looking at it here from a satellite map here, and they've come in from this direction here.
Okay, so the energy. So what's happening that's leaving you feeling out of your element is because of there's you've been functioning. So to break it down in the simplest terms I can, you've been operating on one side of the spectrum far too long, okay? And for you to bring a balance, which is what I've been feeling this energy, but it came strong like September for October for this, okay? So yeah, Osiris energy came through. Okay. Oh, so the left eye, the right eye, you can view. Okay, so your mind is how you view things. Okay, bring it back to an individual level. Your mind is how you view the world. Okay, your gut is how you feel the world. All right, those are like the two main things on understanding who you are and how you're going to function in this society or reality, this realm. Okay, and because you may have been viewing something one way for far too long, it has thrown up more, it's heavy energy. So it's like more dense. And maybe the northern hemisphere, your vision, how you view base or versus how you feel. These are two different hemispheres, two polar opposites. Understand the bond is strong. They are like connected. They are connected like on the level of a tree of how roots are connected to each other. Like every tree is connected to each other. That's how deep the bond is, okay? So this is understand that this is different. This is more of an internal. This is not projections of of the outside world onto you, although that could have led to it, but this is more on internal level. This is how your mindset is. And if your mindset is in a certain way, it's in one aspect of how your mindset is, okay? Not everything. You're not throwing everything out. It's just this one aspect that you have to balance, and then you're going to take off into abundance. So some people are already at this abundance level, okay? But there's people that are struggling, and they're struggling because of how they view the world or how they feel the world. What I said about the brain is same as the gut, okay? It's how you feel the world. So it may be too heavy on the feeling side, and to correct that, you're going to have to push energy up to the viewing side, okay? But long story short, we are water, and water is the only living form in all states of its existence. In its liquid form, its solid form, and its gas form. The only way that water does not live is when you are manipulating it, which is like this explains why we are so freaking sick in the head and why people come down to help people, because it's like, yo, you're looking at it the wrong way. You need to see it this way. But how can you say that to people when you can put the truth into their face and they won't see it? That's how sick our mind is, okay? And let me just say this. There's some studies, and before people start to bash me for whatever or take anything out of context, even though I said not to, okay? Bobby Hemmett gave wisdom on on it, so I'm taking it. There were studies done in 1930s, military study that the Rockefeller Institute took into consideration and changed the freaking frequency or note of to A440 hertz, and Bobby was talking about this. Bobby Hemmett, okay. Shout out to the Bobby too. B.O.B. What's up? Anyways, y'all, I feel like I know y'all, but y'all don't even know me. But it's crazy because y'all don't see me. It's all good. Anyways, okay, so Bobby was talking about how they was changing the hertz and how music is what is like the key to get that rhythm to start. Like, that's how we function. That's why music, like, we create music. We have our own, we walk to our own tune, right? So you use that music so that you can pump life into the other aspects. So it's like one light is shining brighter. It's either the northern hemisphere or the southern. And the opposite is dimmer. And you have to rotate or shift the energy so that you can bring a balance. And it's the weight, the scales are matched on both sides, okay? So each cycle is like, for this year, you've gone through each cycle, so it's like back to back to back of experiences. And like I said, it's all about how you see it. And what fascinates me is because many races cannot understand. Well, I won't say many. Just from what I've seen this year, there's people that don't understand people of color, and there's like a misconception, and I say the matrix because this is that the world that you live in, outside world, impacts your emotions sometimes, or impacts you of how you view things. And what I'm trying to say is, I need you, or I want you to shift your focus on not the outside world and what they're trying to feed you, and how they manipulate your mind, which is why we're sick in the brain, is because they're manipulating with frequencies, okay? Basis of the story. You can use that. See, they're using stuff that's outside of them. These things are inside of you, okay? You can use that and flip it. That's why I say be the water. You can like, when you water, you can just transform to anything you want. You can, it's like, what you call it? Shape-shifting. You can change your form. You can shift into whatever you want as water, okay? The same as fire. Same as all the elements, alright? But I'm talking about water because you are mostly made of water. And because we're in water season. I guess that's why it was so hard for me to get this message out, because I've been trying to get this message out, since the summertime, but really started recording in October, but now I'm getting it out. So yeah, so this is what it is. Abundance is here. It's always been here. It's just that you can't really see it, but you can see it. So most of you feel like, most of you put yourself in a box as far as your limitations, and no one can see this box except for you. It's like, yo, the door's right here, walk. But it's like you stuck. And the reason why is because of this, okay? So you need to work on yourself so that you can change your view by reprogramming your mind. Panic be talking about this all the time. That's why I always talk about him. I talk about him on my first series. You have to reprogram your mind, okay? Energy is energy. It's going to be used regardless for the positive aspect or the negative aspect or both, because I just explained duality. There's, for one side, there has to be balance on the other side. So all that to say that you have to reprogram your mind and view things in a different light. One aspect that has two different polar opposites. All right, that's my message. Peace.